Hello, once again, juniors. Welcome back for week 13. A couple things going on this week is progress reports. Progress reports will be coming out at the end of the week. We, the teachers, need to turn them in on Wednesday. So I'm going to try and get us all 100% completely caught up with grading by Wednesday so that your grade is an accurate reflection of what you are doing with class. Some of you are doing brilliantly, fantastic grades like A pluses. Some other folks need to step up their game. I will get the final reports done by Wednesday, so those should be reflected on your grade. And so my goal is to have everything in for Jupiter by then. If you did not get a chance to get anything in, make sure you get it into me as soon as possible Monday morning, because that's Wednesday's the day I got to submit grades and citizenship grades. And that is the second progress report for the first semester, which means that after this progress report, after this week, I think this is week 13. I think there's a total of 18 weeks. We got basically 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's like 5 more weeks after this week. So time is ticking. And you might think, well, you still got to go all the way to December, right? Well, November's got Thanksgiving in there, and there's a bunch of Veterans Day, and then all that kind of stuff. So maybe there's 7 weeks. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. But that grade's going to become permanent. And so we want to do our best to keep our grades up, especially as juniors, because it's so important. We've talked about that before. All right, let's take a look at what you have going on this week. Probably already aware of a couple of things. So week 13, we're going to work on resumes this week. That's the big deal, but there's a couple of other side items as well. Cornell notes, that's standard operating procedure. So we're now into the 8th check of Cornell notes. I check the grades from the tutor, and some of you that are doing them, it's just like 80 every time, 80, 80, 80, 80, which is awesome, which means you got it, you know how to do it. You're reflecting on what you're learning from your classes as best we can here in the digital world. So you're doing a great job. The other two things, the resume, which will be the majority of what we're going to talk about on Wednesday when we get together. We're going to go over the resumes and the different sections and what kind of things to include. I don't want this to just be a fluff assignment you just punch out to get done. I want this to actually be a resume that you could print out and go to a job interview with right now. Like, if you want to work at, we've had students who last year they did their resumes. One young lady's working at Sears. Another student, he's got a job. Another one got a job. Somebody applied to Jack in the Box. I don't remember hearing back about that one. But yeah, this is real stuff. I don't want it to just be stuff you do in school. The other thing is a reflection. So let me run these down for you. So what is the reflection? So last week, in week 12, I asked you to make a schedule for week 13. Well, this is week 13. So I want you to try and run that schedule this week, Monday through Friday, okay, of going to your class, eating at the times you wrote down, relaxing at the times that you wrote down, studying at the times you wrote down. If you have other things going on in your life, doing those at the times you wrote down. I want you to try and follow that schedule to a T. Do the best you can. Obviously, things come up, and that's the real world. That's how it goes. At the end of this week, on like Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, I want you to do a reflection of how that schedule worked for you this week. And so you're going to do this on either paper or you can type it up. It's totally up to you. But these are the prompts. These are the small questions you're going to turn into a big paragraph reflection. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate your ability to follow a schedule? So I followed it perfectly. Everything went according to plan. Nothing surprised me. That's a 10. If you're like, man, I wrote that plan, but then, by the middle of the day on Monday, my whole thing was shot. Other than going to classes, I didn't study at the right time. I didn't relax at the right time. Then that's like a 1 or a 2. Why do you give yourself that score? So now explain. I give myself a 2. Here's why I'm giving myself a 2. I give myself a 9. Here's why I'm giving myself a 9. Which parts of the schedule did you feel worked well for you and you were able to get those tasks done? Okay, so it could be, going to classes. You're like, okay, I'm good with that. Maybe study times. Maybe eating dinner at a certain time. Maybe like waking up at a certain time, going to bed at a certain time. Maybe getting your work done and then relaxing after, maybe relaxing and then doing your work. I mean, whatever works for you, you need to know that it's working for you. Okay, we harp so much on the things that we're doing wrong that we don't take enough time to look at the things that are going well in our life. And you have things that are going well, you just spend more time thinking about the things that are not going well. And so you have to do equal amount to both. What's working? Okay. And so why do you think those things went well? What was it? Was there anything special that you did? Like maybe, you know, you make sure to get, like, I think I shared this with the juniors. I'm not sure. I know my seniors have heard these stories. You know, like I used to do my study times around like when the Lakers would play. I was a big Laker fan growing up. And so if the Lakers played at 4:30, I would watch the game until about 7, and then I would do my homework after. But if the Lakers were at home, the game didn't start till 7:30 at night. So I would do my homework before the game. That way I could watch the game after. And so by using the Laker game and checking the schedule, it really cemented in my brain when I'm supposed to study and when I'm supposed to get stuff done. That's just one example. There's many, many things out there. Maybe it's a favorite TV show. Maybe it's you like talking to your friends, you know, right before you go to bed. Whatever it is, something that gets you to follow a schedule. What are the things that are working and why do you think they're working? It's very important that you think about that. And then on the flip side, you know, what parts of your schedule did not work? What didn't go well? You know, maybe you're like, oh, I'm going to wake up at 8 o'clock, and you didn't wake up at 8 o'clock once the whole week. Happens. Maybe you kept forgetting to get lunch in between classes. Happens. Maybe you were supposed to study, do your Cornell notes Friday from 5 to 6, and that didn't happen. You know, it's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings. This is to help you. So talk about the things that didn't go well in your schedule. If the whole schedule didn't go well, talk about that. And then the next bullet point says, you know, why do you think those things didn't happen? Why didn't they go well? And really try to get into it. You know, maybe you're like, you know, I'm just not a morning person and I keep scheduling that I'm going to do homework in the morning, but I just don't wake up and feel like doing homework. Be honest about that. Maybe you're like, I prefer doing my homework at 11 o'clock at night. Be honest about that. Like, it's like, this is for you. This isn't for me. If you were going to make a new schedule, what things would you change to the schedule so you can be more successful the next time around? That's just to give yourself tips because we are going to make a new schedule probably for week 15. And we will just keep getting better at this. Time management is so crucial to your life. And especially for those going to college, you have to manage your time. Because when you're in college, there is nobody there to tell you what you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to do it. It's all on you. That's the adult world. Your life depends on you getting things done when and how you want to get them done. Okay, so you got to learn these things about yourself. This is all about learning about you. Okay, so answer all those in complete sentences. Like I said, probably one big paragraph, maybe 2 small paragraphs. Type it up, write it on a piece of paper. It's up to you. But the reflection. Okay, so first you got to run through week 13, see how the schedule goes, and then write the reflection after. Cornell notes, that's like, I don't even think I need to mention it. Well, I'll mention it, but I don't think I need to get into that. You know how to do that now. And then the third thing, and we'll talk about this more on Wednesday, is creating a resume. And I want you to make this on the computer. Like I said, you don't want to go to Jack in the Box for a job interview and have a handwritten resume. It's just not going to look good. So you have to learn how to make these things on the computer. I give you instructions here if you want to get a head start on it. But these are not very detailed instructions because I figure I'm going to talk about it more on Wednesday in class. So definitely come to class on Wednesday so we can talk about the resume. That is all due next Monday. So you'll turn in a resume. You'll turn in your Cornell notes to the online notebook over here where your name is at. And you will write a reflection and turn that into Jupyter. Okay? Those are 3 things: reflection, Cornell notes, and resume for the week. And I will see all of you on Monday for the check-in. But then we're going to talk resumes on Wednesday. So I'll see you then for sure. All right. Have a good one.